Hello and welcome, I'm Mystical, this is Mystical Gaming. We're back in the Watch Your Realms, and I got a message the other day and it said, have I got a guide for Gear Raid 119? I thought, yeah, of course I have. Look, I'll just go and get the link for you. And it appears I haven't. So that was a bit strange. So we're going to jump back straight into Gear Raid 119 and I'll see if I can shove back my gear, because I think my gear is now beyond what is required for it by quite a bit. So we'll make sure that we're not using tier 2 gear or anything like that and that sort of stuff. So Gear Raid 2, Gear Raid 1. Let's go and have a look at it. Right, so here we are, Gear Raid 1, stage 19. Why do we want to do stage 19? Well, realistically, these are the drops we get from stage 18, and 18 is good because we stop getting legendary drops. So stage 17 you're still getting legendaries, which is going to be annoying for you, and then stage 18, which is a good stage to get to, you stop getting legendaries, so that's a plus for you. And then stage 19 you get all these abundance rewards, and it's your first place where you can start getting tier 2 gear. So you want to do stage 19 now. Let's just put this on an auto fight and not in the background and see what team we're running. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. I think if you've got an anti-healer, someone who does anti-healing, then absolutely really good way to go. Also, there'll link up here to this video here. This is quite good and worth a watch. It's how to tune your anti-healing for the run. So what have we gone with here? Maul, absolutely really good choice. Dolores here, yeah. AoE Mage, and I've got a little bit of anti-healing going on with regards to his artifact, and then we've got some healing as well. So that's quite good. That's a nice little setup, and we'll run something similar when we make our team up. This is worth noting though, a Vault down the bottom, and then you can put an Abomination on top. If you've got an Abomination built really well, then Abomination for you can do some messed up damage, really can. Got a Hazard on the other side just to trigger off some DPS for us, but we are massively over gearing this, and we've got Paradominance on the go because it's an auto run and that sort of thing. So but that's a concept of a team that can run. Okay, I just want you to be aware of that more than anything else. So let's quit that battle. And recently we've had some absolutely top draw hoofing AoE mages. Now let's not mess about. If you're going for AoE mages, then the first place you should look is in the Cursed Cult. This faction is all about AoE mages. Now we've got a rare Lord, so if you're stuck down there, hopefully most of you will have a Buzo. Shard Summon event a little while ago, so if you've got a Buzo, absolutely brilliant, will work very well as your Lord. If not, you may have the upper epic Lord, but if you're really lucky you might have one of the legendaries as well, so they're going to boost your stats a little bit more, and you'd want to put one of those into your team just for the stat boost, really, more than anything else. Now, who else have we got down here? So anti-healing, we've got Denny, we've got Lasser, we've hasn't got any anti-healing himself per se, but his exclusive artifact does come with an anti-heal, so bear that in mind. And then there she is herself. There's the Queen of doing some messed up damage. If you've got her, congratulations, you've won. But the two I want to have a look at are just here. Now, let's not mess about. If you are low spend, free to play, you want to keep 250 shards available, ready to go a moment's notice. This champion here, this hero here, she was available on a 250 limited shard summon event, and one of the other things you got whilst doing it, you got her exclusive artifact as well. So absolutely brilliant champion. And also our next exclusive, our next 250 limited shard summon event was Anora, an absolutely brilliant, awesome AoE mage, and she fits into the cultist realm as well. Absolutely brilliant. So we're going to use both of those, and these champions really do go to show why you want to keep 250 summons available in your pot, or very close to it. And remember, you can sell rares, and we should get rares coming back, so you don't need 250, but the closer you are to it, the better off you're going to be. So It's these limited summons. I don't think they've ever done a bad one. I mean, I'm happy to hear in the comments below that someone's going to say this one was terrible, but essentially there they are. Now, who else have we got in here? We've got Greed. Greed, absolutely fantastic. He's a free champion, absolutely brilliant at this. So if you've got a Greed, chuck him into your team. He's going to be brilliant at this. Also, on top of that, he does this slowing as well. So good to have on your team, Greed. Now, if you're low spend, you may also have her. If you're free to play, you won't, or it's unlikely to have her. Very tricky to pull. I've never pulled her on this account. This account's completely free to play, never pulled her, but apparently a really good AoE mage. So there we go. Healing wise, you could also dip in to have Hollow as your healer, give yourself a bit of rage regen as well. So a lot of possibilities there. Young lady here. Now, what have we got gear wise? Yeah, fine. We're under crit cat. We've got some speed. We've got some damage. Yeah, is everything rolled? Oh, that's a good roll. It's another brilliant roll. Oh, that's rolled well as well, isn't it? Okay. That hasn't rolled as well. That hasn't rolled as well. Okay. Maybe. Let's see how the others are rolled up. I think I'll swap some of the gear around to sort of lower it down to make sure I haven't got any tier 3 stuff on. So what I've gone with, I've gone mostly for I want attack percentage and then I want a crit rate. That's realistically where I've gone with that. And then we'll also chuck in a Greed as well. Now Greed, all his skills are done and he is fully awakened. Doesn't have an artifact on, that's fine. Right, so Greed, let's get his gear done. So we want a Calamity set. I mean, one of the things I really do like, if you're doing this as well, look out for your Calamity set. So, oh look at that. And it's got attack as well. We'll roll that up. Enchant, let's do that all the way. Brilliantly, didn't roll fantastic, that's fine, and then we'll replace that there. So that's a bit down on us. There we go. Ooh. Have a look for some more gear. Just going to roll some random stuff up for 16, and if it rolls well, it rolls well. If it doesn't, we're taking it anyway. Here we go. I would rather not use a heat. What is it's turned as a healing set. Okay, we've got rage regen and attack speed on here. Absolutely brilliant. There we go. Nice piece of gear. Let's get that on there. And there's a rage regen piece of gear as well. So we'll keep that on because that's rage regen. That's not attack. And then artifact wise, we haven't got one. So that's fine. Boozo, what have we done with the Boozo? We haven't got an artifact on, and gear wise. Well, we'll keep the gear like that then. Now, she's missing a piece of gear. That would probably been an easier way to do it. That's okay, that's okay. We've got nothing there. That's a crit damage and that's attack percentage. So we use the Boozo as well. Right. There we go. And that's what we're going to use for our damage. So when we're doing up our Dolores, I'm looking for attack percentage, main stat, flat attack, and then I am just rolling that up to 16 and we will replace it in. There we go. Next piece up to 16. Off we go. That rolled worse. The other piece rolled brilliantly. So take it what it is. That is all going to give me a set bonus. So let's get out of that option and roll that up to 16. And there we go. Fingers crossed. Absolutely brilliantly. Flat attack we wanted rolled negligible. Okay, there we are. Artifact. She hasn't got an artifact on. There we are. Go. So while I'm here building up my healer, I will go for attack percentage and then just chuck on the other stats I see I want. So my preference would be attack speed because I like my healers to go fast. That's rolled relatively well, all things considered. And then I would do the same on the bottom piece as well. I'm looking for attack percentage, attack speed, rage regen, all goes well. So we replace those items. Now my middle piece for my healers, I use attack speed. Use attack speed in the center, and that's pretty much what I go for. I like my healers to go as fast as possible, so that's why I do it. I want them going, because a lot of your healers are single target healers, and you want them to go as fast as possible because there's generally a lot of people to heal. So particularly if you've got single target healers, make sure that you're using attack speed. Now, just to bear in mind, you can see grant stat based healing to one ally, so single target healer. Okay, so the big difference between 18 there. If we have a look at the map, guide, map info, the map looks like this, and then when we jump onto stage 19, the map looks like this. It just turned 90 degrees, which is fine. The important change here is Forsaken Totem. This is the boss's abilities. New ability for stages 19, 20, 21, and the Lord summons a totem at the feet of the ally with the lowest HP on the battlefield, which heals adjacent allies continuously. It's got this massive continuous heal going on, and that's the thing. You've either got to do enough damage to overcome that continuous heal, or use someone who's got anti-healing. Now, the anti-healing method is much better, and again, like I said, there'll be a link, there's a video here, go and watch that. It's about how to speed tune your anti-healing, and very worth doing. I think you can get away with not using one on 19, but the further you go up, the harder and harder this becomes, the better gear you need, that sort of thing, and the better champions you need. But 19, we'll give it a whirl with getting away without having it done. Yeah. So defense and magic resistance, very much the same as you go through. The only bits to consider are common armor, heavy armor. Those ones are going to cause you heavy armor again. Those heavy armors are going to cause you an issue if you only go with archers or with marksmen, sorry. So if we remember this, heavy armor, magic are going to do 20% against it, okay? Common armor, all types. So everyone's got common armor or they've got heavy armor, okay? So do remember that. You're going to be better off with magic damage. So if you bring a marksman, if they can do magic damage, they're a marksman that does magic damage. There are a few of them about, bear that in mind. If they're a fighter that does magic damage, that's going to do better for you. So we've got our team pretty much ready to go. We've gone through and done the gearing. There's the pod off, jump into the fight. And this is the final team we've gone for. So we've got a Buzo up there. Buzo's running as our cultist lord, and then we've got our two legendaries. Our two legendaries came from the 250 shard summon event. So they are a shining example of why you need to keep 250 shards available just in case. Greedy's free champion, so we're going to use him. Hollow fits in that cultist, so we've got cultist lord. Follow that on for as long as we can. And Hollow's going to get a boost straight up from the cultist lord boost, so she's got that. And then using Maori, and I'm using Vortex as a secondary healer, and I'm using Maori to actually do some slowing and put down some more debuffs on people. And to give them a buff, we've chucked in another lord as well. So you can only place down 8 champions, you get to pick 10. You should always at least have 2 lords and some spare spaces going on. And then we've got Dolores as well. Now, you don't have to use Maori, you can use a ranged fighter, but make sure you do magic damage preference, and that will keep things a lot easier for you. Use a marksman in there as well. If your marksman do magic damage again, that would be better, but it doesn't have to be. So mix and match what you've got, just bear in mind when you're using them. So if you're using them in the first half of the fight, pretty much most people there have got the common armor, so your archers, your marksman will be all right. If you're using them in the second half of the fight, that's when more of the mobs that you're going to be attacking have heavy armor, so you might want to switch them out. So bear that in mind. Let's jump into the fight. So when you want to place people down, I place Dolores down. I don't want to place her down there. I place Dolores down here, and then that's her done. And the reason I place her down first is because the timing it takes for her ultimate. Her ultimate takes a bit longer for other people's to come up, and you may want to fire off your ultimate straight away. I'm quite happy not to be honest, so it wouldn't affect me greatly which way round I place them. But now they're starting to come down, we will start triggering off people's ultimates and just getting them dead. Now, the reason we want to do this is because it's the object of the exercise is to kill all mobs, but secondly, it's because we want to save as much damage being done on the wall. We only want to do enough damage to them to actually kill them off and overcome the boss's bit of healing. We want to sort of save our ultimates as we're going forward to do as much damage to the bulk of the waves as possible. That is realistically the idea. So we'll get our healer down, because don't forget these scourges that are now coming in, we can see them just coming up on this side here and over the other side there. They're doing that AoE damage, so as they walk around they're doing little bits of tick damage to everyone on the platform. So we want to make sure that we've got everyone covered. Now I could start to place some more DPS down on the other platform, but I'm going to leave it for a second, and the reason I'm going to leave it is because I don't want any of this tick damage going on. So I'm going to wait until I've got enough to place a healer and someone else down. Trigger off some more ultimates, get them done, and now we should be ready to go. We can place down some more damage, and we've got our healer ready to go down. Lastly, I can got a little space for Mary to go down. And the advantage with her is she pretty much keeps defense down on everyone, which just makes it a little bit easier for me to tick off some damage on everyone. So that's the reason she's down there. There's no healing going on from the boss at the moment, so trigger off another ultimate, see if we can get rid of as much of this pack as possible. There's his healing coming down, and we're slowly ticking off the damage here. Hopefully we'll get the bulk of them done before the boss comes along and makes it awkward for us. There we are. Probably, yeah, he's got one down there that he's healing up. The scourges are coming around doing some more damage to us. Not a major issue for us. There's only a few of them. They more do damage to us, I feel, than they do to the wall. And then we're in a relatively good place, I feel, for where we are. We're coming around to about the halfway mark of the fight. If we notice just up here, we've now got these bigger units coming in, and they're the ones who've got the heavy armor. That heavy armor up there, that's going to cause us the issue if you've got your marksman available, so just bear that in mind. And they look like they're going to do more damage to the wall as well. But we've got our DPSs now all ready to go. We've got our Dolores ready to boost them as well, so hopefully it will go okay, and we'll see how it goes in a minute. Realistically, the boss is probably going to come along and be annoying. There he is. He's going to come up with this heal. We're just waiting for that to come out of the way, really. And once that's out of the way, once he's done his bit, we can now start waiting for these scourges to come around, and then we will trigger off our ultimates now. You, not you, definitely you. Definitely you, and we start those done. We'll see how many of these we can get down. Our wall is about halfway now, but we're on 36 out of 59, and now this is where our DPS comes to us. Our left hand side can do with a rage, so we'll add that in. Now the boss is starting to do his next totem. So this is what I mean. If you've got anti-healing and you chuck anti-healing in here, you're going to be doing a lot better for yourself. You're going to make this fight a lot easier than I'm making it. But you should put your best gear on the champions, because once you've done that and you've got your paradominance on, you can then rerun it and run it with an easier team, so to speak. So don't be scared of doing that at all. Now we've got some of our bigger legendaries coming up, so hopefully we can get their ultimates off and they will finish everyone off for us. Hopefully, we say. Not guaranteed, but we'll see how the run goes. Where are we at the moment? 50. So we've got about 9 to go. So 8 of them will be ads. There we go. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. There we are. Come on, kill him. There we go. So we're now down to just the boss and a little bit on the wall. Now, this is why we brought our tank. If our wall comes down, we can remove one of our AoE DPSs. So we're just doing AoE to the boss. Now, a couple of things. Mary's really good because she is keeping that fence down on us. Okay, she's keeping that on the boss for us, so that's fantastic news. Now, if that wall goes, we've then got a tank we can place down. That's why we take our tank with us, just to safeguard us in case that wall goes. We can see that our tank is in range of both of our healers, so they should be all right. They're built as a tank, so you know how to build your tanks up. But if our wall crumbles, then we've got our safety net there just to keep track of the boss, or maybe one or two. Okay, so bear that in mind. And also, if you've got more of an abomination or something like that, you may want to put them down just to start tanking up the boss earlier. They can take a few hits, particularly if they've got a healer down there, that sort of thing. So bear that in mind when you're running around with your team. And this is it, nice and easy. The boss is slowly going down. We've still got a bit left on the wall, so our tank's not important. That's the boss done. And that is theoretically 3-starred, I think, isn't it? So that's it done. That is how you do Gear Raid 1 Stage 19. I've leveled down the gear. I've tried to strip off something. I'm sure I'll still get people going, that's for whales only. But if you're doing this bit, then you're going to need decent gear on there anyway. So bear that in mind. Put your best gear on. Then when you've got your Paradonance on, you can go through and you can sort of put the gear back where you want it, like on your Guild Boss Champions, and then just run it with a lot less gear because your pod gives you 30% on your stats, okay? So bear that in mind. There we go. So not a completely terrible run. So we've got some mats, fine, and then it's ticked off for you. Okay, so that's it. But again, if you're running with your anti-healer, then video link will be here or something. I know I keep going on about it. Really important if you've got an anti-healer to get your anti-healer going right and speed tuning your anti-healer, because that makes this so much easier. With all that healing going on the boss, it just makes it so much easier. But your 2 legendaries that were for 250 shard summons, they are absolutely fantastic. There's some other good legendaries about as well, but those 2 were essentially free. And there are rumours that there's another 250 shard summon coming up, so make sure you've got your 250 shard summons. Rumour has it is coming during the Maw event, so that big weekend in the middle. Rumours are it's then. Now, that's only rumours, nothing official, so bear that in mind. However, I will always make sure I've got my 250 ready to go. Even on my free-to-play account, I make sure I've got that. On this account, this is the free-to-play account anyway. So yeah, I will always make sure I've got 250 summons available, and I don't spend my diamonds. Well, there we go. So easy 250 summons. And I try and keep up, so 250 summons and buy one, get one free offer. That's what I do with mine. You do your own way, but that's what I do. So there you go, Gear Raid 1, Stage 19 done. It's not that bad. You can overdo it with your DPS. Bear in mind who you're fighting and what you're fighting with their armor they've got on. If you've got anti-healing, use your anti-healing if you can. Cultists are absolutely brilliant and probably the way to go for it. But there are some other options. Obviously, if you've got Ingrid, don't say, oh, I saw a video and it's cultists. You use them. Use her. She is all sorts of busted for this. So go and use her. Go and get her in there. Okay. I don't have her, but if you've got her, get her in there. She's doing loads of AoE damage. Okay. Yeah. So go for that. But bear in mind, there are some other good champions you can use. Your gear doesn't need to be absolutely top end, but you should make sure you've got relatively good rolls on it. Make sure you've rolled your gear up to 16 and you are looking for attack percentage and then crit rate, so you can get those rolls done up relatively well. Okay, all right, I hope this was helpful for you. If you've got any questions, just get a hold of me in the comments below. I will try and help you out, and I'll see you all in a video again soon. Cheers, goodbye.